Olympic figure skating champion Alina Shcherbakova has been nominated for the ISU Skating Awards-2023. It is reported by RIA Novosti with reference to a source familiar with the situation. Earlier, the International Skating Union, ISU, included Shcherbakova in the promotional video for the award. At the moment, Russian figure skaters are suspended from international competitions. It is expected that the skater will compete for the award in the Most Valuable Skater category, Most Valuable Skater, and will be the only representative of Russia at the award. The ISU Skating Awards will take place on February 5, 2023. Honored coach of Russia Alexander Zagitova shared his thoughts on the nomination of Olympic champion Alina Shcherbakova for the ISU Skating Awards. Very nice. This means that some other Russian priorities remain. I don't know about merit, but in the current situation it pleases. I think that Alina Shcherbakova has little chance of receiving this award, RIA Novosti Sport quoted Zagitova as saying. Shcherbakova, 18, will miss the first half of the 2022-2023 season as she recovers from a knee injury. In the summer, she underwent surgery in Germany. At the same time, in the fall, Shcherbakova made her debut as the host of the Ice Age television project, where Olympic champions Alina Zagitova and Alexei Yagudin became her partners. Honored coach of the USSR Tatyana Tarasova also spoke about the nomination of the Olympic champion Alina Shcherbakova for the ISU award. Do I believe that the ISU recognizes Shcherbakova as the most valuable figure skater? Let's see. Thanks for bringing it up. This may be a good sign for our skaters, especially since there is very high competition, Tarasova said. The head of the U.S. National Olympic Committee, Suzanne Lyons, called for the admission of Russian athletes to the 2024 Olympics in Paris. It may be unpleasant to realize, but the exclusion of Russians throws us back. Their return is really important for the Olympic movement. RIA Novosti quotes Lyons from an interview with the Wall Street Journal. The United States supports the search for opportunities to return to competition for athletes who have trained for this all their lives, but we strongly oppose their return under the national flag while their countries are under sanctions. Then, in February, as operational measures, everyone had to be divided. Yes, we fully supported the suspension then. But at the Olympic summit, the question was raised, has the need for protective measures remained the same? Although the catalyst for the situation is still present, it is obviously the conflict in Ukraine. The issue of the safety of athletes is no longer so acute, added Lyons. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, has supported the idea of admitting Russian athletes to the qualifying competitions for the 2024 Olympics, which will be held by the Olympic Council of Asia, OCA. This proposal was made at the IOC summit by the acting president of the OCA, Randir Singh. Singh's idea was supported unanimously, including by IOC President Thomas Bach, the European Olympic Committee, EOC, and international sports federations. The head of the Associations of National Olympic Committees, ANOC, Robin Mitchell, noted that this proposal is a huge step towards uniting all Olympic committees in the world. Thus, Russian athletes will be able to compete in tournaments under the auspices of the OCA, in particular those that can qualify for Paris 2024. However, they will compete in a neutral status, without a flag and an anthem. Honored coach of Russia Alexander Zagitova appreciated the call of the head of the U.S. Olympic Committee Suzanne Lyons to allow Russian athletes to the Olympic Games. Unexpected news for me. True, this will be the third Olympics without a flag. But this news suggests that glimpses of consciousness began to appear in people. There comes an understanding that athletes have nothing to do with political history. The news is great, but I still want my dream to come true, to see our athletes at the Olympics and with the flag, said Zagitova. Honored coach of the USSR Tatyana Tarasova appreciated the call of the head of the U.S. Olympic Committee Suzanne Lyons to allow Russian athletes to compete in the Olympic Games. To be honest, I did not expect to hear such statements from the U.S. Olympic Committee. So be it. It is better to participate under a neutral flag than not to participate at all, Sport 24 quotes Tarasova. We need to ask the Americans why they said that. It's good that this statement has been made. Why is it necessary to refuse to speak under a neutral flag? The rest will come by itself. Let our federations ensure that we go with the flag. This is our business to deal with the flag, but certainly not American, our sport quotes Tarasova as saying. Honored coach of Russia Alina Zagitova believes that more sets of awards should be played at the World and European Figure Skating Championships. I am sorry that there is no separate championship in the short, free programs and in the total amount. There is a chic historical performance of a short program, but something went wrong in the free program, the skater loses, but this short program is remembered for years or vice versa. I really want to reconsider this moment. Athletes themselves often talk about this. Why don't they do it in our country, for example, as in gymnastics? Let us have more champions, and let the athletes get more incentive for their work. There are small medals at the World and European Championships, but I would like to see a full-fledged award after a short program, after a free program and an absolute championship. In terms of the total, I think it would be interesting, said Goncharenko. Belgian figure skater Luna Hendrix shared her opinion about the removal of Russian athletes from competitions. Luna, what do you think? The absence of Russian skaters this season is a plus or a minus? Both. There are many moments here. Firstly, I don't think it's right what's going on in the world, and I'm terribly sad to see all this in the news. Secondly, let's not forget that in our sport there were not entirely fair events last season. I always believed in Russian girls and their results, and after the Olympics there were certain doubts. I think this is very sad and hurts figure skating. We all want to compete fairly. It seems to me that they all need to realize that this is not possible, and something must change. Sports must be fair. Russian figure skaters are very strong. But when there were suspicions about the honesty of some of their results, the thoughts would they be so much stronger than the rest of the skaters if they played by the rules? Many people have such doubts. And so, of course, it's sad. It turns out that I can no longer compete with those with whom I always went on the ice together. Luna, if the results of the European Championship are reviewed as a result of the investigation into Voliva, they can give you bronze. Have you thought about it? It's a thing of the past, anyway. Even if this happens, the moment is still lost. Well, they will give me bronze, so what? If she was rightfully mine, then I needed her then, a year ago. For me it would be a cosmic event. Now what? Here at the World Championships, there were incredible sensations when I held a silver medal in my hands. So now I'm just looking forward. The next European Championship is coming soon. Let's see what it will bring me, said Hendrix.